Good evening, friends. Just our, what is it? March 20, March 20 church update. So thanks for sticking it out. Thanks for being patient. We don't have many questions today, so we're going to save those for another time. So I thought today we'd talk about something that I think is going to be very important in the next couple weeks, and that's uh, taking care of ourselves in this time of great change and possibly even crisis. So um, what I want to talk about, and this is the reason why the update's a little later. So what I want to talk about today is something that you're all familiar with, and that's Sabbath. So growing up, you probably experienced Sabbath in a very common way, which was you went to church in the morning, you came home and had your roast or what fine meal, and then if you're like my family, it was kind of a fend for yourself, eat the leftovers for dinner. Um, because preachers technically work on Sunday, we have to take our Sabbath on another day. And so some take it on Monday, some take it on Saturday, I take it on Friday. And one of the things that I learned in the floods last year was that there is a never ending amount of work to do, especially in the time of great upheaval or substantial change like we're facing right now. And so, in times like these, it is extremely important to remember to ground ourselves and be very intentional about continuing to keep sacred and participate in our spiritual practices. And Sabbath is one of those. It helps us mark the passage of time and remember who we are. So, in this time, one of the things that I'd like us to keep in mind is that um, the natural inclination will be for your routines to get all messed up, and perhaps they already are. I know my daughter's is. But one of the things that we need to continue to do is whatever spiritual practices that we were keeping, we need to continue to do them throughout this time. And so, for me personally, that means to continue keeping Sabbath, even though there's a lot of stuff to do as we switch over to a new way of being church, if only for a season. What that might mean for you is that you should also take Sabbath and maybe in a different way. So one of the things that we also forget is that information is a good thing. Keeping up to date is important, but we can go overboard with that. Um, so if you are able to, one of the ways that I think would be a good practice to continue to keep Sabbath is combining that with this idea of giving stuff up for Lent and fasting. So typically, uh, the joke is, what are you giving up for Lent? Well, chocolate and soda. I mean that those are the two things, right? Or maybe saying words that we shouldn't say. Um, but what would it look like if in this time we fasted on our Sabbaths from oversaturation from news or social media or updates or what have you? Because one of the things is, in as we continue to keep informed and stay in touch, is this tendency to uh, believe that if we can know and understand, we can control. And in a time like this, where a lot of our control has been taken away, that's a very tempting thing to do. But it will sap your energy, and it will sap your strength, and it'll sap your spiritual and your emotional stamina. So what I'm suggesting is, whenever you take Sabbath, whether it's tomorrow and Saturday, or whether it is traditionally like Sunday, or whether you're like me and many other pastors and pick another day throughout the week, um, I'm encouraging everyone to take a break, step back, take a breath. If you can't do it for the whole day, do it for an hour. A very intentionally chosen hour where you shut your phone off, turn off the TV, log off your computer, and maybe just sit and be, not having to do anything other than just breathing and listening and savoring the moment. Try it. It might be a good thing for you. It might stretch you in surprising ways, but it's one of those things that, as we continue on this process, or however long this season is for us, remember, continue to take Sabbath, continue to pray, continue to read Scripture. Don't give up those routines so quickly, even if there's the allure of other things to do. So, thanks. That's the update for today. We will be giving you another update on some of the more technical aspects and things that we have to do to get ready for Sunday. So, tune in tomorrow. We're gonna get it I'm gonna get it posted around 4:30, just so that everyone has enough time to do what they need to. Um, but tomorrow we will talk about what we need to do to worship well with one another. So thank you, friends. Have a blessed evening or blessed morning if you are watching this tomorrow. But may God be with you. May you be well, and may you long for His presence.